Here we go. Okay. Right. Let's take a square, right? Square. And we're going to draw, what's that called? What's that called? That diagonal line, what's it called? Yeah, I know you did this last year, just basic stuff, but what's that called? What's this line called? What's that figure called?
Square.
A square, good, good, good. What's that figure half called? What's that called? Triangle, good, good, good. What kind of triangle? A right triangle, right? Isn't it a right triangle? Isosceles triangle too. Very good, very good, okay. How about this? What kind of triangle is that? Right triangle, square, right? Isosceles triangle, isosceles right triangle. You want to go crazy, okay? But what's this line called? So let me go like this. Let me go like this. What's that line called? What's it called? Yes? Hypotenuse? Hypotenuse? Hypotenuse. How do you spell that? How do you spell it? T-H? T-H? Look it up. Figure out how to spell it. I mean, it's in the section we're doing. We're doing section D. Yes? Yes? T-E, right? T-E-N? Okay, hypotenuse. It's not like a Khmer word where you have a TH and it's a T sound. There's no TH there at all. It's hypotenuse, right? Yeah? It's a tough word to spell. Okay, there was a fella named Pythagoras. How do you spell Pythagoras? Look it up on your, oh, you know how to spell the name Pythagoras? Not Pythagoras, not his theorem, but Pythagoras. P, Y, T,
H,
is that it? Pythagoras? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And who was that? Who was Pythagoras? Yes. What did he discovered something about triangles, didn't he? Right triangles, right? What did he discover? How do you spell his theorem? How do you spell his theorem? What is the name of his theorem? I love the fact that they read before they come in here. What's the name of his theorem? Anybody? What is it? Pythagorean Theorem. How do you spell Pythagorean Theorem? O-R-I-A-N. Really? Okay, but how do you spell Pythagorean Theorem? Look it up on the internet if you have to. Okay? All right, and what did his theorem say? What did his theorem say? His theorem said what? I want you to know that you're a mess, okay? I have absolutely no participation. Could you see me after class, please? Yes, thank you. Pythagorean Theorem. R-E-A-N. Pythagorean Theorem. How do you spell theorem?
Theorem. No, you. Yeah.
E-M?
Yeah.
Somebody who said U-M? This is Cincinnati? Okay, the Cincinnati kid. Okay, so what did he say? What did Pythagoras say? He labeled his sides like this. He called these legs, all right. And what he said was, he said the sum of the squares of the legs of the smaller sides equal what?
Hypotenuse.
No,
C squared.
that's right, the square of the hypotenuse. Correct? We're kind of going fast through this. But we're going to do a unit project on this, so there'll be plenty of time for discovery, trust me. All right, so let's do this. All right, I have, this side is called, we'll call this 4, we'll call this 3. What's this side going to be? Use this formula. Johnny?
2 squared.
So, 2 squared? What? Shall we plug in? Shall we plug in? We're looking for this. Right? Aren't we? Aren't we looking for C? Right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Vincent?
Is it 25?
No. I know what you're doing, and you're almost there. You simply answered half of the question, which is a lot. You actually, I have 12 students in here, and you actually answered half of the question. So you disproportionately came up with a great answer, right? You took on half of the answer. I like that. So what is A? And we'll say A. It doesn't matter which is which, right? We'll say this is 3. This is this. And that's going to equal what? Correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay? So then, what's that squared?
9.
What's that squared?
16.
Equals C squared. All right, what's 9 plus 16?
25.
25. Now what do I do to both sides? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Shout it if you have to. What do I do? Come on, guys, isn't this an equation that we've just been doing? Haven't I been doing this equation? What do I do? What do I do? If I change this to an x, would you know how to do it? What do I do? What do I do?
Square root.
Yeah, of course. Didn't I just do a zillion problems like this? So what's the answer?
5.
No. 5 is not the answer. Now, I know you're going to say, yes, 5 is the answer, but this is important that we go through this. All right, so don't we say that x squared equals 25, x equals plus or minus 5, right? Remember? Yes or no? We kind of stopped emphasizing that in the last few problems we were doing, but isn't that true? Yes? Now, so the answer is plus 5 and minus 5. However, this is actually kind of like a word problem. Does negative 5 make any sense there? No. So you can test the answers. And you have to test the answers if you have a word problem, and you can dispense them. You can dispense one of them. That's okay to do if it doesn't make any sense. Isn't that weird that you have the power to do that? Isn't that a little weird? Isn't it? The answer is -5 and +5, but then you have to evaluate the problem to see if one makes sense and the other doesn't. Isn't that weird? Does -5 make any sense for the answer to C? Does it? No, the answer is 5. 3, 4, 5. Do you get it? Yes or no? Okay. Let's do another problem. Let's say that we had one like this. Let's say we had, this is 6 and this is 8. What's this going to be? Do it right now. Do it on your books. Quick, quick, quick. Ho! They don't see the pattern yet. Let's see who sees the pattern first. Go ahead. What's the answer? Anybody? Do it in your head. I promise you, you can do this in your head. I promise. I promise. Yes. 10. How'd you get it?
So 6 squared is
36.
8 squared is 64.
64.
Add them together is 100.
So that's going to be 36 and 64 is 100. That's the sum of the squares, right? 36 plus 64, right? Remember the equation? Equals, the question equals squared. Take the square root of both sides. -10 doesn't make any sense, does it? Just 10. Yes? See that? Now, do you see the pattern yet? This is kind of a special triangle. Remember I said 3, 4, and it was 5? Double 3, what do you get? 6. Double 4, what do you get?
8.
Double 5, what do you get? Snap. Okay? Easy? You okay? All right, now. All right, let's do a problem. All right, let's do 2 problems. Let's go completely crazy. All right? Let's do Let's go like this. This is 2. This is 2. Okay? What's this going to be? And then let's say this is 18. This is 2. And what's that going to be? And that doesn't look very nice, does it? Kind of ugly looking. Let's say this is 10. Okay? Do those 2. What do we got? What's this one going to be? It's going to be what? Remember? A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right? So it's going to be 2 squared plus 2 squared equals C squared. So it's isn't it going to be, what is it? 4 plus 4 equals C squared. 8 equals C squared. So C squared equals 8. C is going to equal what? Remember, can I write 8 as a square and a non-square? Can I? How? What is it? 4 times 2, right? So what would it be? What would the answer be? What is the square root of 8? What is it? No. 2 root 2, right? Remember? Right? Is that right? So this would be 2 root 2. Yes? Okay? Okay with that? Yes or no? So what would this one be? You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this, and we're going to get rid of this. Okay? I know the answer there is 2, but I want you to solve for it using this. Okay? So that's either A or B. It doesn't matter, right? We've been calling this one B, right? Does it really matter what it is, if it's A or B? Does it? Does it? No. In other words, let's get rid of this. In other words, A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right? Correct? So isn't this going to be A squared equals C squared minus B squared? Isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Does it matter which is which? Does it? No. So, or, no, let's just do that. All right, so A squared equals C squared, which is 2 root 2 squared. That's a good one. That's a tough problem. Yes? Yes? Minus 2 squared. Right? Yes? So, what is 2 root 2 squared? What is 2 root 2 squared?
It's 4 root 2.
No. You remember? This is a very, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Are you ready? This is important. You ready? Okay. Does that come out on there?
Yes.
That's very important. So isn't that isn't that a 2 there? Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
So if I'm squaring and that's a 2, what's the answer going to be? 2, right? 2, right? And what's 2 squared? 4, right? Right? So what's 2 root 2 squared? What's 2 root 2 squared? What is 2 root 2 squared? You already said it. What did you have for lunch? What did you say after you ate lunch? I ate lunch. So what's 2 root 2? You said it. I know you said it. 8. So this is going to be 8 minus 4, isn't it? Isn't 2 squared 4? So what is A squared equals 4? So A squared equals 4. What's A equal? Square root of 4 is what? Square root of 4 is what? Square root of 4 is what? He says 16. You guys are losing it, I know. It's been a long day. Square root of 4 is what? I'm going to do this problem whether you like it or not, so get comfortable. What is it? 2. 2! That's a hard one. Okay, that's hard. That's difficult. Okay, let's do this one over here. This is not easy. I agree. Okay? Go ahead. What's this one? Come on, guys. Shall I help you? Yes or no? This is kind of ugly, isn't it? Shall I change it a little bit? It's going to be 4. We'll make this 6. Is that a little better? Smaller numbers? Yes? So isn't it going to be c squared minus a squared equals b squared, right? Isn't it? Isn't it? What?
I think that's an alarm.
Yeah, because of fire alarm.
I don't hear any fire alarm. They're just left class early. Could we finish this, please? So this is going to be 36 minus 16 equals what?
20.
B squared. What's 36 minus 16?
21.
Could you please look up here and ignore that out there? Please? Thank you. So what's 36 minus 16? 20. 20 equals b squared. B equals what? Write 20 as a square times a non-square. Mental math, guys. Come on. 4 times 5, right? So what's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? Yes. 2 root 5. Okay, now, I think I pretty much finished everything but the really hard stuff in that chapter. So you're going to want to work on all of those problems. Look at G. So those are some word problems. And then, guys, listen up. The next class we have is on Monday, right? Not only are we finishing up chapter 9, but we're doing, I'd say, half or all of 10. Okay? So we've got a lot of work to do. Clear? Yes or no? Have a great weekend. Make sure you do some reading.